Assalamu alaikum, inshallah you're well guys. So I've been a manager for just over a year now. I got promoted whilst I was in internal audit where I was managing a team of 3, and recently I moved over to the financial control team where I'm now managing a team of around 7 or 8 associates. And in today's video, inshallah, I wanted to give you a bit of an insight into my experiences and give you an idea of the skills needed to succeed as a manager. Now, the first thing that will become very apparent as a manager is that it's less about the doing and you're more responsible for delivering through others. Always remember that your success lies in your team's success. If your direct reports are doing well, they're performing well, you will look good. You've already proved that you can deliver as a senior. Now it's about whether you can delegate to your team. Can you motivate them to deliver work within deadlines? Can you seek out development opportunities? Can you identify new projects that they could work on to develop their experience and skills? And I definitely haven't mastered all of this. You can always improve as a manager. I'm still learning, and one of the things I'm still focusing on is to let my team make mistakes. And this is a tough skill to master because you can see them making the mistake and you can easily jump in, but that will affect their learning. If you don't let them make a mistake, they won't learn from that opportunity. And it gets tougher when you're trying to maintain a balance, letting them make a mistake so they learn, but also knowing when to jump in when they're clearly struggling. So I'd say in summary of that point, the first thing I had to do quite quickly as a manager was a mindset change. I'm no longer a senior who's responsible for doing. I'm now a manager who's responsible for my team and delivering through them. The second thing I want to talk about is that as a manager, I'm always fighting fires. So I can get an ad hoc query come up at any time from a department and they may need information ASAP from my team. And you can't just say no because they could just go to your line manager and that won't look great on you. But more importantly, you'll also have to build your own relationships as a manager. And it could be that you may need information one time. So if you're not accommodating of requests from other departments, you may find the same treatment when you need information. You definitely need to be adaptable because things hardly ever go to plan. You also need to stay on top of admin. Now, every role has an element of admin, but this can increase when you become a manager. Now you'll have to manage your team's leave. When they're absent, you'll have to make sure that their work is being picked up. You'll have to seek out training opportunities, encourage them to do training courses that your firm may offer. And you'll also have to have regular chats on development and check in with them. If you don't remain organized, you can definitely fall behind on your admin. And as a manager, I've definitely made a few mistakes. As a senior, you may have 1 or 2 people that you're responsible for, but it's easier because you're directly involved in the work that they're delivering. This may not be the case as a manager. As an example, I have a team which is situated across Europe and they'll be working on multiple projects with different levels of input from myself. In some projects, I will still be the overall person responsible for delivering. In other projects, they may be working for someone else. So as a manager, if I don't stay on top of admin and updates, I can quickly get overwhelmed. I've also taken on projects outside of my day-to-day responsibilities, and as a manager in many organizations, you'll have to do that too. This could be contributing to your finance strategy by delivering a goal or objective. It could be raising the profile of your team and what they do, or it could be coaching and mentoring others who sit outside of your department. As you progress in an organization, you have greater responsibility for representing the company's culture and values. When you're a senior, you're in a well-defined role in your team. But as a manager, you could be working across teams, contributing to strategy, a lot of uncertainty in your role, a lot of last-minute changes that you have to adapt to. It means that you will develop experience of working in the grey. Through my experiences as a manager, another clear aspect of the role is that I've had to demonstrate and develop my interpersonal skills. I've had to meet so many people from other areas of the business. I've built relationships with people who I haven't worked with normally before. I have to be a good listener, show empathy, be a good communicator, all skills which I demonstrated before, but I definitely found myself being tested further once I'd been promoted to manager. Now I'm going to talk about the best trait that I've seen in managers, and it's something that I'd always want to achieve. Honestly, if you could master this skill, I think it's great. And this is where you give your direct reports the confidence that they can approach you when they make a mistake. This is quite big for me. If my team can trust me and they think along the lines of, oh, I've made a mistake, but I can go to Fazan, tell him about it because he'll have my back and he will know what to do, I think I'm doing quite well as a manager. When I started my career, I thought in my head that you can never make a mistake. It just doesn't happen. But I learned quite quickly that it's not so much about making the mistake. It's more about how you react and fix the mistake. If your team trusts you and they approach you when they make a mistake, as a manager, you can help fix it. This is why trust is important. The final thing I want to say is that nothing in this video should worry you or faze you. The purpose of this video was to give you a bit of an insight into my role, experiences as a manager, and how this differs from being a senior. I didn't go on a crazy course or develop these amazing skills overnight which made me suitable as a manager. In fact, I'd say most of my learning has come from making mistakes. My previous managers have definitely had many conversations with me about how I can improve, and it will be the same for you. You will learn from your experiences and by doing and by making mistakes. Being a manager is definitely tough, but it's also very rewarding. Inshallah, I'll leave it there, guys. As always, any questions or queries, please feel free to comment below or message me on Instagram.